Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 3 of my new product spotlight videos. I'm so excited to be with you again tonight. It looks like we have quite a few people who have hopped on here already. Um, Looks like we've got Melanie and Julie and Karen and Kelly and Mary and Jeanne and Angelique and Denise, Nancy, Holly, Mary, I think I said you already, but I'm not positive. Kay, Donna, Tammy, thank you guys all for joining me. Oh, for those of you who are Packer fans, I understand that they lost. I know that they were driving towards the end. Hello, Lori and Kay. Oh, and we've got some Facebook people jumping on. We've got Kay and Marsha and Sarah. Welcome. And Linda. Um, I had the game on as I was working. I didn't have the card that I was going to do for tonight done yet. Hello, Lisa. Um, and so I was working on that this afternoon, trying to finish up the last of my swaps. Hello, Myra. I think I said hello to you, Lisa, but I don't know if I did for sure. So if I didn't, now I said it twice. Um, so I had the game on and I'm like, they're doing cruddy. And then all of a sudden they started coming back and I was like, oh my goodness, they're making a game of this yet. But my understanding is that they lost because Denise said that they lost. So I had turned it off because I needed to start getting ready. So thank you for those of you that are jumping on here with me. If this is your first time, welcome. If you've been here the whole time, thanks for your support. I appreciate it. Oh, they lost by 2. That's what they were losing by when I was watching, Lisa. Hello, Ella and Cheryl. Um, Tonight I'm featuring something from that will be new in the online exclusives beginning on January 7th. I also have some celebration product that I'm going to mix with it, as well as something from the new mini catalog. So you're going to get a little bit of everything tonight in one card. So before we do that, I do have a prize to give away. So I know that Tammy, I think, asked me, so I just want everyone to know. I've been making a different form for every single one of the days so that I don't accidentally have 2 people with the same name in there twice or that I miss somebody and I just don't have time to quickly write everybody. Um, uh, oh, your thank you cards for school are done, Denise. Yeah, that's always a big thing. I just put mine in the mail. They're going out tomorrow, so hopefully they'll get there before they're back at school, but maybe not. Um, but anyway, I thought it would be easier than me having to write down everyone who commented if you just put your name and your address, because then I know where to send it as well, and I don't have to worry about somebody not getting to me. Hello, Denise from Florida. Welcome. And Marge, welcome as well. So, up for grabs from our Friday night is a spool of this petal pink. And I did finish my last card. For those of you that watched my live yesterday, I made a baby card. I sent a text to my mom and said, "What do you think of this?" And she didn't reply to me. So, I think I'm just gonna go with it. I'm done, right? I'm done with swaps. It was my last card that I had to design. So getting a spool of this ribbon, and my last card did have this on. We're gonna go to our wheel of names, and I just have to go ahead and share my screen here. We're gonna do the wheel of names and I will share that. There it is. I don't know if I can make it full screen or if I'll miss it then, but if I click to spin it here, we'll figure out who our winner for tonight is going to be. Thank you for those of you that shared this as well. Dolores Unloved. So Dolores, congratulations. I will go ahead and get this spool of ribbon out in the mail to you. I'm going to go ahead and get back here and stop sharing my screen. There we go. And I'll make myself full again. So congratulations to Dolores. I am going to write your name on this so that I for sure send it to the right person. I've got a lot of prizes that I have to get out in the mail. And that pen doesn't work. That's probably the same one that I grabbed last time. So we're not putting it back. We're going to throw it away because I don't want to. Here, we'll do this. Dolores Unloved. All right. Congratulations, Dolores. All right, I'm going to put that back here. Now, what you are putting your name in to win for tomorrow night is a pack. Whoops, I can take this off. A pack of these purple sequins, which are online exclusives. Look at that. Look at how those sparkle. But if you put your name in the drawing, and there is a form for that. For those of you that are watching on Facebook, like Lisa is and Kay, and those of you that are watching on Facebook, you will see it in the description now. I couldn't post it beforehand because if I do that, then I can't post the video link to YouTube. Those of you that are watching on YouTube, you can find it in the description of the video. I did put the link there, so you can find that. All right, let's go ahead, switch my camera, and I'm going to turn my overhead light off. Hopefully that will get clearer. I have less shadows if I turn my overhead light off. It does look a little, oh no, it's gotten a little bit better. So it did look a little bit blurry. I do have my paper trimmer here because we're going to need it. All right, so the product that I am featuring is, this is going to be a online exclusive starting on January 7th. So if you missed the first ones, Stampin' Up! Is not only releasing the items that are in the mini catalog and celebration on January 7th, but there is going to be a whole bunch of online exclusives as well. Hello, Brooke. This happens to be one of them. It's called Spring Corners, and it has a bunch of greetings that go around the corner of your card. So wishing you an amazing day. We're going to use that one. Thank you for everything, always in your corner, through the happy and sad. Happy we are friends. And then it's got some other ones. It's got this little sketch thing, flower. This can be to make like a sun. Then the dies that come with it. So I did cut some of them out. So some of them are meant to be corner dies where you can put something underneath and have something shine through. And this one that we're going to use tonight does that as well. So I didn't cut that out on here. Others are not meant to be that way. So you can cut them around the corner, but that looks kind of silly. They're cut out like this so that you can either add them to a corner, or if you want to cut it out in one color and you want this to be in one color and you want what's shining through on the back to be a different color, you can do that if you want. So you can put it back in there if you want, or you can just put these over the top of the piece of paper that you have. So bunch of different ways that you can use these. There's also a circle and this thing that's kind of zigzag. There is, this cuts out the flower, this cuts out the balloon, one of these cuts out the heart, and then there's a bigger heart as well. So kind of a cool die set. I'm going to keep this one out because we're going to use that. We are also going to pair it. Hello, Lynn. Thanks for joining me. And it's really, you really need to get this set. Kay, I really have loved playing with it this afternoon. It has some cool things to it. So this is paper that is in Celebration, and I forgot the name of it, but I think I have all 6 pieces here. Okay, so these are the different sheets of paper. So I think I showed you a card that Kathy Miller made that we used for our team meetings, our Christmas parties when they made things. Here's another design. There is, let's see, Melon Mambo and Flirty Flamingo and Daffodil Delight and Peach Pie and Pumpkin Pie and Shy Shamrock and Blackberry Bliss and Petunia Pop and Coastal Cabana and Blueberry Bushel and Azure Afternoon and Summer Splash, I think, was in here as well, maybe. Those are all the different colors that are in these. Pretty cool. We're also going to be using the sequins, which are also a celebration. So for a $60 purchase, you can get either one of these items for free. All right. Now I'm going to use this. I'm going to show you how this works. We're going to cut it together. So that's why I pulled it out and I have my little die cutting machine here. I'm going to, Lisa did the challenge this afternoon. Oh, good. I'm glad you did that. That's awesome. Hello, Joanne. Thank you for joining us. I am going to have to leave my comments for just a little bit to go to my banners so that I can show you the dimensions. So we are going to start with pumpkin pie. Those of you that know me and have been watching me for a while, yellow is my favorite color. So we're going to be using my favorite color tonight. This measures 8.5 by 5.5. I scored it at 4.25. The next thing that you have to do is that you have to cut this. So if this is the front of my card right here, I'm going to slide it over to 1 inch and I'm going to cut from the bottom up to where that score line is. And on my cutting blade, I have like a little arrow on the side that shows me where that is. I have my blade in here the wrong way. It's sideways. No, I don't. There we go. There we go. Okay. So it's at 1 inch. I'm going to cut it up to where that score line is. All right. Then I'm going to go 1 inch on the other side. And I'm going to cut from the bottom up to that score line again. I like to measure my 1 inch from this side because I've got more space to line this up to keep it straight than if I try to. I only have this much space to keep it straight on this end. So that's why I line it up from this end, the right-hand side, rather than the left-hand side. Okay, so this is going to be our card base. Then I can get this out of here. We are done with that. Lila is so sick of me being in my stamp room, but she did get a lot of love yesterday from all of our families at our Christmas party. So they all love her. And she was the only dog there yesterday. So she was loving that as well. 3.25 by 4 inches. This is basic white. That's going to be for the inside of our card. And then for the front, I have the same 3.25 by 4 inches. And this is in Daffodil Delight. Okay, here comes the yellow. And then I cut 2 pieces of the designer paper. And I chose the yellow and pumpkin pie one. And these each measure 7/8 by 4 inches. That's all we need. Okay. I did have a scrap. And I'll show you what I did with the scrap. It's a scrap of pumpkin pie. I'll show you what we did once we get towards the end of our card. But I'm going to go ahead and hide this. I'm going to go back to the comments. Hello, Barbara and Mary and Sherry and excuse me. I think that's all that was new. So, all right, let's go ahead. I'm going to show you how this die works, and then we'll put this card together. So this is going to go in the corner, and I'm going to kind of line this up so that there's about the same amount of space from each one of the ends. I'm going to bring my little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I covered up my plates. They were sitting right here. All right. That one's looks like it's cracked, but it should work. Ooh, just fits. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and line that up again. I'm going to put my top on. And for those of you that have a mini, you want your 2 plates to be a little bit off-centered. You don't want them right on top of each other. It cuts through a little bit easier. Okay, we'll get this out of the way. Sorry, I know that's always really loud. Gonna put that where it belongs. And it did move a little bit. It's not as straight as I wanted it, but look at that. Isn't that cool? And then to clean out your die, all you have to do is if you get the brush end for your take your pick tool, you just have to run your brush over it like that. It does come with a little like a little foam piece that you can do it on. I put it inside of a box, like a paper pumpkin box, but I'm just gonna get these off my surface here real quick, throw it in my little garbage can I have up here, and we are all set to go with this. Isn't that a fun little corner? Now, what you can do is you can do whatever you want. You can put some paper behind it to put a different color behind it. We're just actually going to layer it right on top of here and let that orange come through on there like that. Isn't that cool? Good morning from Australia, Anne. Thank you for joining me. All right, and now we're going to stamp on this. So I said I was going to use the wishing you an amazing day. We are going to ink this up with pumpkin pie ink. And when I have a little bit bigger stamp like this, where I'd have to go a couple of times on my ink pad, it doesn't like fit once on my ink pad. I like to turn my stamp upside down like this and just go ahead and bring my ink to the stamp to make sure that I get good complete coverage on it, because otherwise sometimes I miss a section and then I'm having to restamp again. Right? We want to make sure that our H that's up high and the D that's up high, that they stay on our card. I'm trying to look over my camera as I'm doing this. And I want to stay in the corner with my other one. This is hard to do over the camera. It was so much easier to do before. Okay, it should have been this way a little bit more. Okay, but I'm okay with excuse me, this cold is killing me. It should have been this way a little bit more so that my day was on there, but I'm okay with the way that it turned out. It looks just fine. All right, let's go ahead and stamp. I'm going to keep this open. We're going to stamp the inside. I am going to use this little corner hash thing that was there, and I'm going to put some little designs. Oh, thanks, Kay. Yeah, it didn't turn out. We thought that we'd have more room to put stuff, so we ended up having to have a lot of trays that we didn't think we were going to have for our charcuterie, or as my mom calls it, a coochie coochie tray. But it turned out okay. I said we shouldn't have tried to be so fancy and make different levels of it. We probably should have just gone like a triangle instead of trying to make it go like this, because it would have been probably a lot easier, but live and learn, right? All right, so I just put those little corners in there, and now I'm going to take a happy birthday. So wishing you an amazing day, and then adding the happy birthday in here like that. And then I thought just in the corner, I would take the pumpkin pie and just to bring the flowers on the inside, just stamp that had the little flowers like that. Pretty easy to do, and it kind of brought the whole theme together from the front with being the cone flowers. I think we decided that's what they were the other day when I did. You could really mix this probably with that stamp set. I just thought of that because we did cone flowers the other day. All right, I'm going to put this back in my case, or when I go to use it the next time, I'm going to wonder where the heck it is. All right. We are ready to put this together. All right, we need to burnish these a little bit so that they lay a little bit flatter. Now, some people, when they make this design of card, they end up cutting these off completely, which you can do if you want. I find that it's hard sometimes to cut them off because they don't cut straight. I just glue them down. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just take some adhesive. Looks like I didn't do a very good job of cutting this straight though. I want to make sure these come to the edge like that. And I do have a little bit hanging off the edge, so I will just go ahead and trim that with my snips. Okay, so there's a little bit coming off the edge. So I'm just going to take my snips and cut that and do the same thing right there. All right, now what I want to do is I want to layer this designer paper. Now this is 7/8 of an inch and this was by 4. So I have to actually go right up to where that crease or where that paper is I'm going to line that right up along that edge and try to get this bottom and the top to be about the same and the side. Okay, so that looks about the same edge all the way around. And I'm going to do the same thing on this other side. Now here, liquid glue might be your friend because it's a little bit more forgiving. But let's see if I can line this up. I like to be able to see that line so I can run it right along that line. I might have to go up just a tad. Anyone do anything fun today? It was kind of nice to just stamp most of my day. I had to go get a birthday gift for my niece. It's her birthday tomorrow. And so I went and got that, dropped it off at her house, said happy birthday to her because she was heading up to their cottage with some girlfriends for her 17th birthday. Yeah, Ellen, would be a really fun set. I can't wait to play with it a little bit more. I was cutting out, like I said, I wanted to see what all of those dies did so that I could show you, and some of them surprised me. Hello, Becky. Hello, Michelle. All right, so that's going to be our inside. Our outside is just going to be this. This is a super, super easy card. It looks like I need a little bit more tape right here. I think because I pulled that up. There we go. Fixed. And this one, you just want to make sure you get tape around that punched out or that die cut image there. Look at how easy this is. Looks like I'm going to have to trim this middle section a little bit too. I did not do a very good job of scoring that in the middle. Okay, there we go. It's fixed. All right, now I was looking at this and thinking it needs something. It just needs a something. It's like too empty right here. So I went looking through all of the other things that I have, and this is where I pulled something in from our mini catalog. So we've got these beautiful butterflies. Look at that. I love the greetings on here too, which also has an embossing folder with butterflies, which is absolutely beautiful. And then has these amazing dies, which I have two sheets, two things of them. There's this really big one that you can just cut the outside and stamp, or you can cut that out. Here you can actually, there's where you can put the fold of your card and you can make the front of your card the butterfly, and then you open that up. There's just so many things that you can do with this, which I can't wait to play with all of that too. All I did today with it was I took and cut out one of the butterflies. So that's all I did with this one. I almost used the happy birthday from it, but I liked the smaller happy birthday, and their happy birthday was a little bit too big for theirs. So I decided to keep it with the smaller one. I am going to use some Wink of Stella. Oh shoot, I wanted to do that after I put my sequins down because the sequins usually doesn't stick real well to Wink of Stella. And I don't know, you probably cannot see the glitter in that, but it's like shining. I am going to make it a little bit three-dimensional, and I'm just going to take a glue dot in the center. And everything was kind of going this way. I kind of felt it needed to go that way a little bit. So I'm going to put it right there like that. I'm also going to take my Wink of Stella and I'm going to color in side all of this. I'm going to show you a bunch of different variations of things that I made this afternoon because I couldn't decide. So I sent all 5 of them to my mom and they said, which one do you like? And she had 3 that she liked. And those 3 were probably my favorite as well. I decided on this one because the other ones use Blackberry Bliss. And in my last video, I used Blackberry Bliss. So I wanted to do something with a little bit different color. All right, so there is that. And now we are going to add, where did I put my sequins? Here they are. We're going to go ahead and add, now there's not purple and there's not pink on this at all, but there are white ones on here too that just glitter. And so we are going to, I want to use that. I want to use my other Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to use the white ones, and I'm going to take a bigger one and put it in the center of my butterfly. And then just going to put a couple of them on either end of the corner saying like that. And we have wishing you an amazing day. Happy birthday. Pretty easy, right? A fun fold, an easy fun fold. I don't know if you can see all that glitter that is coming off of all of that, but just a very happy, easy card to make. If you wanted to, you could put some ribbon on here if you wanted to. I thought just keep it simple. This should go through the mail without needing any extra postage at all. Nothing is raised. These sequins are really, really um, low profile, I guess you could say, is what some of them are even actually called. Some of the dots are called low profile dots because they really are easy to send through the mail because they are not raised up. Okay, so this was my process today as I was doing this. So this was my card one. Okay, so I did it in Blackberry Bliss with Petunia Pop. And instead of letting the Blackberry Bliss come through at the end, I put a little piece. This was 2x3 that I cut of the designer paper. And I brought the designer paper into that. I also did the body of the butterfly on that one. And I did that in white because I didn't want to do it on the Petunia Pop. So this was the first one I did. And this was the one that I was going to do for you tonight. But I had just used Blackberry Bliss. So then the second one that I did was this one. I moved the butterfly over to the side a little bit. I again put the paper underneath there. I used Peach Pie instead of the Daffodil Delight. Okay, and so I had that as an option, and then I did Peach Pie and pumpkin pie on that. And the inside I did the Petunia Pop and the Blackberry Bliss. Then I kind of went outside the box a little bit, and I wanted to use this colorful paper. And so I pulled the blueberry bushel along with the Petunia Pop. And then I decided to take some of the Azure Afternoon and pop that with my butterfly. When I tried to put this underneath, it was too busy. So that's when I decided I'm just going to do the blueberry bushel showing underneath. And I really liked that. So then, yes, the bead trinkets would also be really cute on this. You're right, Lisa. All right, so then I went back to my Blackberry Bliss and my Petunia Pop, and I did that instead of the designer paper. I ended up just letting the Blackberry Bliss show through, and I really liked that. But again, then I'm like, okay, but now I've got Blackberry Bliss and Petunia. We had fresh freesia with it. But again, I've got Blackberry Bliss. They're going to think that's the only color that I use. So that's when I came up. This was my last one that I did, which was I changed the peach pie to Daffodil Delight so it matched to the flowers in here a little bit better. And instead of putting this paper behind it, I let the pumpkin pie be behind it. Here I moved my butterfly over to the left just a little bit, but the inside is the same. So that was my process of deciding what I was going to do for tonight. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now 6 cards with basically the same layout with the exact same thing. Just move the butterfly in different locations, put different things behind that cutout. Sometimes I put the body of the butterfly, and sometimes I didn't because I wanted the gem to, I guess, just fit there better. You could not put a gem there if you wanted to not put a gem there. But those are my cards for tonight. So we featured a couple of things. This bundle is an online exclusive that will start on January 7th. This paper and these sequins are from Celebration, so um, you can earn either this or this with a $60 purchase, or you could earn both of it for a $120 purchase. And then we pulled in some of the butterflies from this bundle, and this is a hybrid. Um, so these go together, so you can actually cut out the butterfly and emboss it at the same time with this. And you could do the same thing with, I believe it's this one. I think it might be this one right here that you can emboss and cut out. So that is my project for tonight. I was like, okay, I've got the fold that I want to use with this. There's if you go online and you look for spring corners, you will see a couple of, I think there was a demonstrator from Australia who did a couple of different designs. She did one with this. And I'm trying to think what else she did with one of them. I think she did without the dies in the corner. She just did this, and she used the winter treetops, the birds that were in there, and that was really, really cute as well. So there's a couple of different things that you can see out there, but I could see um, pairing this with that media floral, which I did on Thursday. That was the first card that I did with that big floral image, and then putting this on the side rather than putting a greeting along the bottom. Hi Dee, I'm just finishing up. Hi Cole. Are you still in Miami, Becky? Looks like it's a lot nicer there than it is here. So that's it for tonight. I'm going to turn my light back on. And I'll come back to you. I will be live again tomorrow night at 6:30. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. I started working on a card, but I'm thinking I want to change it a little bit. I also have to make a video. I'm doing the catalog or new product kickoff for Kelly, Dina, and Barb, which starts on January 2nd. I'm one of their guest stampers, and I'm going to be doing a card, and I have to do the video and tape it and send it to them. So I'm going to be working on that. Hopefully, when I'm done here, I'll make that video or tomorrow. So yes, I'm in Miami until the 2nd. Well, that's awesome, Becky. Enjoy it. All right, that's it for tonight. Don't forget to go in and sign in so that you can be entered to win these sequins for tomorrow night. And again, congratulations, Dolores, on winning them tonight. And I will be back again on the same channel at the same time, 6:30 tomorrow night. Yeah, my Packers lost, but that's all right. There's not the playoffs yet, but they need to get a little bit better going into the playoffs, is all I have to say. So, all right, thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you again tomorrow night, hopefully. Bye bye.